What's good, Blessed Gang? Thank you for tuning into the video. Today I want to talk about 5 different things I wish I knew before I started making beats, or also just tips of what I've done in my producing career, tips that I learned along the way, maybe things that I can give somebody else a heads up before they run into them. So if you want to know more info on that, stay tuned for the rest of this video, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you're not subscribed yet. Let's go.
Bless those keys, the RMC.
All right, so one of the main things that I struggled with in the beginning, and I know a lot of producers had the same struggle, or you're just beginning, or maybe you're just struggling with this right now as we speak, and that is how your beats are sounding. I know this is like a super huge dilemma with beginning producers. You know, you're starting off, you're making your first beat, and you're so worried about how your beat is sounding. Maybe your first beat is gonna sound like trash. Most of the time it is gonna sound like trash, to be honest, but that's okay. I mean, you're starting something new, you're getting into this new niche, you're getting into this new thing that you've never done before. Of course, every single person in the world, when they first start something off, they're never gonna be good at it from the beginning, unless you're like super gifted and talented and you just have this gift from God and you're just good at it, right? But that almost never happens. It's like 1 in a million. One thing I wish I would have done differently is I wish I wouldn't have not cared so much how my beat was sounding in the beginning, because I used to beat myself up so much, like, damn, this doesn't sound good. I knew this didn't sound good. And there's some people that subconsciously don't know that their beat doesn't sound good. You know, self-awareness is huge when it comes to making beats. And I know sometimes you feel like you need to get the approval of other producers that you look up to, and you want to hear their opinion on what you think your beat sounds like to them. And that's okay. I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but I want to tell you that it's okay to start making trash beats. I don't want to say it like that. Just say, maybe let's just say it's okay for your beats not to sound that great in the beginning. Don't beat yourself up too much. Just keep going, keep pushing along, and your beats are gonna get better and better as you go. Now, following along with the second thing, this kind of relates to the first thing, is use reference tracks. I wish I would have done this from the very beginning. Or what I mean by use reference tracks, you guys hear the music out nowadays. You guys are constantly hearing the music that's out. You guys should definitely be listening to all those artists. As producers, it is kind of our job to listen to music, because if you're the type of producer that's gonna be sending beats to artists, then you want to know what kind of music is out right now. You kind of want to know what kind of beats artists are using, what kind of beats artists are what kind of beats producers are making that artists want to hop on. So you kind of want to be aware of what that style of sound is, so you guys can kind of be going in that direction. And as you go along, you're gonna get better and better at noticing different things inside the production. In the beginning, I was just making whatever I wanted, which is also fine if you're going into that direction. But my main goal was to sell beats. And I know a lot of you guys, the main goal is to also sell beats. So if you're going in that direction, then my advice to you is use reference tracks. You know, listen to the hottest artists right now that are making, you know, a certain type of music, and you try to replicate that beat. Not exactly replicate it, plus that's actually kind of hard to replicate it, but try to make it your own. So listen to the beat, go back and forth, listen to the track, go back to yours, go back to their track, go back to yours, and until it sounds somewhat similar, and then, you know, it's your beat. It's almost never gonna come out the same way as the other track. That's really hard to do unless you're really good with music theory and you just know, or unless you've been using your software program for a really long time. But use reference tracks. They're definitely gonna help you in your production, and definitely gonna help your ear to learn and to hear different things that you weren't hearing before. Okay, the third thing I did in the beginning was a big mistake. I worried so much about what VSTs and what plugins I had, and because social media has so much influence on us nowadays, and you discover this new producer and he's using these VSTs and these plugins, and you're asking them, and I get this all the time too in my DMs, what VST was that, what plugin was that, how much is it, this and that, blah 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 blah. And I'm like, in the beginning, I wish I didn't worry about that so much. I wish I just worried more about making the beat, worried about the craft, more about my mixing and mastering side of things, instead of using all these VSTs, spending money on this because I thought that was gonna make my beats better, and it never did. Like, your beats will not improve because you have better VSTs. Yes, the sound quality does matter, But what I'm saying is, if you're just starting off, you don't want to go out and spend and splurge when you don't even know what you're doing yet. You get me? It's better to get a feel for things before you even start investing in it. So I know we all get excited and we get that emotional rush inside of us, like, this is something new I've always wanted to make beats. Now I gotta buy VSTs, I gotta buy these speakers, I gotta buy a brand new MacBook. No, slow down. You don't have to do any of that. Worry about the craft first. Enjoy making the music, enjoy making beats. Do all that stuff first, and then as you go along throughout the months, throughout the year, start investing in some VSTs, start investing, in some good plugins. And then, and the good thing about today is that there's a lot of producers, even like myself, that we sell a lot of kits and at a way cheaper price than these VSTs cost. And that's why we do them, because we give back to the community, and you guys are able to purchase it for like 20 bucks, 25 bucks, and getting the same sound quality that you would if you had those VSTs or plugins. So that's definitely something to consider, instead of just going and buying these big VSTs for like 500 bucks. Omnisphere, everybody thinks Omnisphere is life. But definitely worry more about your craft, how you're making the beat, the production side of things, how you're mixing instead. There's no excuse for somebody not to put an EQ on something. Every single software program, every single DAW has a good enough EQ that you can start learning how to mix your beats instead of worrying about what VSTs you're using. Eventually that is going to be something you want to invest in, but in the beginning, like I said, it's your third beat that you're making. Slow down. Don't worry about that so much. You eventually get there. Okay, so the fourth thing that I wish I didn't beat myself up so much in the beginning was, how many beats am I making per day? This is like something producers think they have to do, because Nick Mira makes 30 beats a day, because Cash Money AP makes like 50 beats a day. I don't know. They think they need to compete with those producers. Like, if I'm not making 20 beats a day, if I'm not making 30 beats a day, then I'm not a real producer, then I suck. I can't really upload beats. Like, relax, it's all good. The thing is, you beat yourself up so much. In the beginning, I was like, I gotta make 3 beats a day. I gotta do 10 beats a day, and that's very draining. If you just do 1 beat a day is already good enough. To be completely honest with you, I make like 3 beats a week right now, just because I have so many more other things going on right now. But in the beginning, I would make at least 1 beat a day, and that was sufficient enough. If you're making at least 1 beat a day and getting better and better every single day, then you're making progress. Don't worry about making so many beats in such little time when they're gonna sound like crap. Instead, worry about making 1 good beat every single day and improving something every single day. Maybe you're mixing, maybe you're panning, maybe you're experimenting in your DAW, maybe you're experimenting with loops. I don't know, whatever it is. But don't worry so much about how much you can make in 1 day. Worry about your quality. Worry about what you're improving every single day. Because then when you're improving and your quality gets better, guess what? You're gonna be able to knock out like 10 beats a day, because now you're not worried about the quality so much, because it's already so synced into you that it sounds good. You're already in that level. And these producers have been making beats for a very long time. You can't compete with them if you're just starting off. It's like a no-brainer. So relax, make 1 beat a day, improve your quality, improve your skills, and you eventually get there. The last and final thing, and I think this is super important if you're really trying to grow a brand as a producer, and I know a lot of us are these days, because we live in a different time where a brand is everything. Social media has really taken over the world, and I feel like this is something important and that I should mention. Okay, so I know you may think maybe your beats are not as good right now in the beginning, or at least that's what I thought in the beginning, and they probably are not. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't start posting them on social media. You should post them on social media, no matter how good the quality is, no matter what you think of them. Stop doubting yourself. All right, don't worry about others' opinions. You're gonna get better as you go. Keep pushing yourself. That's all that this is about. So in the beginning, I was a little skeptical and a little hesitant to post some stuff on social media, but I did anyways. You can go to my first Instagram post. Well, maybe not my first, I think it's like my second, where I really try to make a beat from scratch, and it was trash. It was terrible. Distorting sounds everywhere, no type of EQing, no mixing, nothing. But I still posted it, and people were still giving me some good feedback, because most of the time there's going to be more good feedback than negative. For some reason, I've noticed this on social media. There is a negative side to social media, but I feel like the positive side stands out even more. So you shouldn't be afraid of other people's judgment or other people's opinions. Just push yourself, because that's gonna make you a better producer. And also, if you want to start uploading to BeatStars, go ahead. My first beat is on BeatStars. Like, I didn't care. I said, you know what, I'm just gonna start uploading these BeatStars, and I opened up a free account, and I'm pretty sure BeatStars still offers that. And all I'm saying is that social media is definitely crucial nowadays. I'm not saying to just let it revolve around your life, but definitely take it into consideration, because it's a perfect platform for you to have exposure. And guess what? With exposure, more people see your beats and more people hear them. And then guess what? Your brand starts growing, and then you get traction, and you're getting better as you go. People start following your journey, and then you build a brand, you build a business. And I feel like at the end of the day, that's pretty much all we're striving for, to make a living off our music, to have a career off our music. And that's probably one of the best things that could happen, honestly. All right, guys, that's gonna be the end of this video. I hope these tips were helpful to somebody that wants to start making beats, or maybe you're in that process where you just started making beats, but you're very hesitant or skeptical to show them to the world. Well, I hope these tips were helpful for you today. And I'm here to tell you that never stop. If this is something you love, if music is something you love, keep going, because you're eventually gonna get better at it. Practice makes habits, and good habits lead to success. All right, guys, I'm gonna leave it at that. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you're not subscribed yet. But like I always say, stay blessed, stay positive. I'm out.